We're going to begin today in child's pose. Bring your bottom back to your heels and just lengthen your spine and then drop your forehead, right? And if your forehead doesn't land comfortably on your mat, you can always bring your hands underneath your forehead or a pillow or a block or anything that you have close by to support you. In this shape, just begin to let go, right? Begin to let go of physical tension, let your shoulders relax. You don't have to effort here in any way physically, but notice how it feels, right? What are you feeling physically? Where is there maybe some compression? Where do things not feel so comfy? And where do things feel nice and free and easy? And at any point in today's practice, you can add things, you can wiggle, you can shift. Again, just really making it your own. But right here, let's begin to just let go of tension in the forehead and the eyes and the jaw, the mouth, the neck, the belly. And let yourself land, let yourself arrive right here into the shape. Feel its sensations. What's happening physically. And then together through the nose, let's take a nice deep full in-breath. You can feel that expansion in your chest or upper back. Let's open the lips and really let it all go. Let the breath just fall out. Let tension fall away from the body, the mind. And we'll do that just one more time. So when you're ready, a deep, full in-breath. Feel that inner expanding. And you can sigh it out. You can just release. There's sort of a melting inward, an emptying out of anything you don't want to carry into the rest of your practice. And with the lips gently closed now, just find a long, smooth breath as it flows in and out of your nose. And see if it can be a little bit balanced, right? So that the inhales and exhales are sort of equal in length, in quality, right? And it's long and smooth, like you're kind of stretching out each breath, but without force. And so when we're not paying attention to our breath, it's often maybe like a 2-second inhale and a 2-second exhale. But when we're paying attention to lengthening it and smoothing it out, we can bring it to a 5 or 6 count pretty easily, which is only 5 breaths per minute. It's a beautiful way to calm your nervous system, bring you more into this present moment, and really let go of the past, the future, anything uncertain. Keep the breath flowing like that and just reach your hands forward, plant the palms, spread the fingers, lift the elbows, pull the hips back. Good, and then pressing into your hands, just kind of pull yourself up. So it's almost like you pull your hands back toward your knees, but they don't actually move. And when you come up, you're just going to bring the knees beneath the hips if they were out really wide. Let's lift up the feet and wiggle around the ankles. And then we're just going to bump both feet over to the right and look over the right shoulder. So we get a nice little opening in the left side of the waist. And then we're going to bump both feet over to the left and look over the left shoulder and feel how that feels in the right side of the waist. Good, and then just swivel side to side with the legs or feet and head loosening up. Nice. And then we'll come back to a flat back and neutral spine. And now front to back. On the inhale, the hands kind of pull toward the knees without moving. The gaze comes forward. The sit bones rise. And then you're going to round the back, drop the head, press the floor, and really dome. Yeah, and then again, inhaling, heart forward, gaze forward, but pull the shoulder heads back. So feel the collarbones kind of widen. Nice, and then rounding. Dropping the head, separating the shoulder blades, and pulling the navel toward the spine. And then a flat back, a neutral spine. Good. From here, we're just going to curl under the toes. Take a moment to first hover the knees off the floor, maybe just an inch or two. Pull the navel in. Good, and then a slow lift up of the knees toward downward facing dog. And I like to fidget in the first dog. You might like to as well, so feel free to bend one knee at a time, maybe wiggle the head or hips, and just loosening things up. So we want it all to feel just right for our bodies, and every day our body's different based on lots of things, right? Our emotional state, our mental state, how we slept, what we've eaten, all of it. Good, so let the heels kind of dip. Pull the hips away from the hands. If the neck feels tight, give the head a little wiggle. Good, and then we'll take both heels up, bend both knees, pull the hips back, get a little low. And when you're ready, just walk to the hands, top of your mat. Hands float to the shins. Inhale, flatten out the back, elongate the spine and lift the navel. And then just fold and exhale, drop your head and take a couple breaths here. You might sway, you might dangle, you might take one hand to each opposite elbow, just to let the back traction a bit. Feel the heavy head, the feet rooted, the breath flowing. Nice. And then let's release the hands to the hips. Pull the heart forward, come halfway up here, draw the elbows back, widen across the collarbones and pull the belly button in. Nice. So you might need a little deeper bend in the knees to elongate the spine. And then with bent knees and a flat back, we're just going to come up towards standing. We'll start to straighten up the legs and drop the hands by our sides today. Roll the shoulders a couple times in some big circles. Feel free to move your head as well. And then let the shoulders land and drop kind of heavily. Feel the weight of the hands here. Spin the palms forward, which is going to help widen across your collarbones. Good. On your next inhale, reach up. We'll fold forward on the exhale, drop the head. We'll come to a flat back and inhale, lift the belly, elongate. Plank pose as you exhale, so hands come down and step all the way back to the top of a push-up. Good, take a breath in. And to lower down, first we'll drop the knees, then we'll drop the chest, and then we'll let the hips land and point the toes. Elbows and shoulders pull back, inhale, baby cobra. And exhale, chin back down. We'll do that once more. Inhale, baby cobra. Hands kind of pull toward the feet. On your exhale, curl under the toes, press to plank or hands and knees, and back to downward facing dog. All right, so we're just starting, right? And often the first one, a little stiff, but that's okay. We're gonna flow a little bit. Sorry, lift the heels, bend the knees, look forward, breathe in. Walk up to the hands as you breathe out. Halfway up, inhale, lengthen. Fold as you exhale, drop your head, bend your knees so that with a flat back, you can press and rise up. This time we'll reach up. And we'll just fold forward on the exhale. Lead with your heart, drop your head. Flat back, inhale, hands to the shins is great. Elongate, plank pose, exhale, step it back. Take your in-breath. You can lower knees, then chest, and then hips again on your out-breath, or all the way down in one line. One cobra, inhaling. Down dog, exhaling. We're just going to do that one more time. So take a couple breaths here. Feel free to fidget or shift if you need to. And then we'll lift up the heels. We'll bend the knees, look forward, pull the hips back, and exhale, walk to the top. Inhale, elongate. Exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back. We rise up and reach up. We'll fold forward, exhale. Inhale, lengthen out halfway, lift the belly. Exhale, plank pose. Keep the belly engaged as you breathe in. Lower knees and then chest, or in one line as you breathe out. Inhale, back up to an easy cobra. And exhale, downward facing dog. And then steady your breath, steady your gaze. Start to listen to the sound of your breath if you can. And then we're just going to take the right knee to the floor beneath the hip. We're going to pivot the left foot flat behind it, lean into the right hand, and take your left arm up. So the right knee's right beneath the hip, right? So we always want joint on top of joint for stability. We'll take this left hand, reach it back, look down at the right hand, and then let the hand drop in front of you, reach it overhead, try to spin the heart up a little bit, and then take the left arm back up. It might float behind you, and circle it back down and to the floor. Good. When the hand lands, pivot the back heel up, and then just lift the back foot up. So that right knee is still right under the hip. Now we're going to press into the left hand and extend the right hand forward. So that left heel is driving back. The right hand is extending forward. And like across the sort of a diagonal there on the back body, you're just lengthening. So you're really pulling the hand and foot away from one another. And then we're going to open the right arm out to the right in a cactus shape. So a 90-degree angle, palm facing down. We're going to turn the left toes to the left. And same thing with that left leg. Left knee, sort of the knee hip at a 90-degree angle, as if the knee could touch the tricep. And then we'll come back to center, lengthen the limbs apart, inhale. This time knee and elbow touch under you as you exhale, drop the head round the back. Extend out, inhale. And then cactus the right arm and left leg, exhale. Back to center, inhale. Knee and elbow under you, exhale, drop your head and round. Extend out, inhale. Now this time right hand comes up, back knee bends. We're going to catch the foot with the right hand and kick it back so the right shoulder rolls back. And then feel free to look over the shoulder or drop your gaze down to the floor. Keep breathing, listen to your breath, have it be smooth and balanced. We're going to let go of the foot, extend the limbs apart, down center, inhale. And then listen up, we're just going to take the right hand to the floor, the left toes to the floor behind you, curled under. So before you hover the right knee off the floor, slide the left foot a tiny bit closer to the hands, it usually helps. And then just hover that right knee off the floor. So it's a little bit of core. Good, and then right foot floats up to three-legged dog now. Inhale. Good, turn the right foot to the right, bend the right knee and aim it up. And then just circle the foot, dip the left heel, and then reach the foot back, downward dog. So right leg is up and back, breathe in here, foot pulls away from the hands, knee to the chest, exhale, shifting forward. Float the foot back up, inhale. This time we'll step it up to the right thumb, and you can carry it up there if you need to. We want the knee over the heel, joint on top of joint. Pivot the back heel down at an angle, kind of like what we did when the knee was down. And then just extend the heart forward. Pull that right hip underneath you if you can. Pause here. Float your arms straight back. So most of you that practice with me know I like the palms to spin down, which opens across the collarbones. Good. And then on your next inhale, sweep the arms forward and all the way up to rise to warrior one. And then we'll hinge and fold on the exhale. Hands back, heart melts toward the right thigh. Press and rise up on your inhale, warrior one. And then ribs down and hands float back. Exhale. Good. Back up to your warrior one here. And then we'll just wiggle the right foot a little further to the right. We'll drop the hands behind us and interlace fingers. You can hook thumbs if that's easier. And then pull the hands down, lift the heart and gaze up. Take a breath. And again, we'll fold, but this time the hands will stay behind you and together. And then you can just drop your head. Press into the back foot. Keep the right hip pulling toward it. Maybe wiggle the head. Maybe lift the hands toward the ceiling or let them rest on the back, whatever you prefer. And then we'll pull the knuckles back and come all the way back up. Release your hands and reach up back to your warrior one. And then we'll take the hands to the floor. We'll lift the back heel, step back, plank pose, inhale. And we can lower in one line or knees and then chest, exhale. Cobra, inhaling, and downward dog, exhaling. And we'll breathe in, and we'll breathe out. And feel free to do that again. Very nice. We're going to take the left knee to the floor now. We're going to do it all on the second side. Pivot the right heel behind it flat. Lean into that left hand and take your right arm up. Good. So you're squeezing the floor with that back foot, right? You're reaching the right hand away from the left. Be aware that the left bottom shoulder isn't coming up to the ear. Good. You can pull the belly in. And remember, left knee under left hip. And then we'll circle the right hand back. You can look at the left hand as you do that. Down and overhead as the heart tries to spin up. We'll take the right hand back. Maybe it floats back behind you, opening across the heart. And then reach it back and to the floor. When the right hand lands, just pivot up that back right heel and then float up the back foot. Pressing into the right hand, the left hand will come forward. And we're just lengthening the limbs apart, right? That right shoulder moves away from the ear, but you're pressing the floor. You're lifting the limbs a comfortable degree so that the breath is still flowing fluidly. We'll take the left hand out to the, or left arm out to the left in a sort of 90-degree angle, cactus shape, goalpost shape. Right toes turn right, and right knee moves toward that right tricep, right? So it's lifting away from the floor. This is meant to be a little challenging, right? Can you keep breathing or back off? Good, and then back to center. Inhale, limbs long, knee and elbow under you. Exhale, drop your head, press. Back to center, lengthen down the middle. Inhale, left elbow to the left, right knee to the right. Exhale. Back to center, inhale, extend. Knee and elbow exhale together beneath you or towards each other. And extend out, inhale, and then lift the back hand, bend the back knee, catch the foot, and kick it back. Let that left shoulder roll back. Look to the left or look down. You don't have to look at me unless it's super confusing, and it might be right now because this might be a little bit of a new sequence for you. That's okay. But just stay in your own experience. Feel what you're feeling. Breathe. Explore it. So gently come back to center, right foot back, left hand forward. Inhale. And then just the left hand comes back to the floor beneath the shoulder. The right toes come to the floor behind you. And again, just slide the foot maybe an inch closer to your hands to hover that left knee away from the earth. Now it's a little bit of core work, yeah? Left foot floats up. Inhale, three-legged dog. Left toes turn to the left, bend the knee, aim it up. Wiggle the foot or head. Let the right heel dip. Nice, and then reach that left foot straight up and back. Three-legged dog. Inhale, foot pulls away from the hands. Knee to the chest, exhale. Float forward. Good, three-legged dog. Inhale. And then step the left foot to the left hand or carry it up there. Back heel pivots down, pausing to pull the heart gently forward, to draw the left hip back, to really root into the back foot and float your arms back. Stay low. Palms pivot down, thumbs out, collarbones widen. And then reach the hands forward, let them lift you up, warrior one. And then ribs come back toward that thigh, arms float back, exhale. Float back up, inhale, warrior one. And ribs back down, hands back, exhale. Good, back up, inhale, warrior one, facing forward. Drop your hands behind you. So just interlace with a different index in front or hook thumbs the opposite way. I like to wiggle the left foot further to the left, widening the base here. Knuckles down, heart, and maybe the gaze come up as you breathe in. And we'll hinge, and with a flat back, we'll fold. And then you can let your head drop here. You can look at the back foot. You can lift the hands away from you or let them stay on you. Keep breathing. Keep that front knee bent. Leading with the knuckles. Reach the knuckles to the back of your space and then free up the hands and float them up. Warrior one, inhale. And bring the hands back down as you exhale. Lift the back heel, step back, plank pose, breathing in. And lower down as you breathe out. Cobra, inhaling. And downward dog, exhaling. Nice work. Breathing in. And letting it go. You can always drop into child's pose again. Breathing in. And releasing. All right, let's take the heels up, bend the knees, look forward, breathe in. And walk or float forward as you breathe out. Halfway lift, inhale. Fold forward, exhale. Press and rise to standing on a big breath in, reach up. And we'll fold again, exhale. Flat back, inhale. And step it back, plank pose, exhale. Go ahead and take your in-breath. You can lower halfway or all the way on your out-breath. You can come up to cobra or maybe upward dog on your in-breath. I'm not doing that today. And downward dog, exhale. Right foot floats up behind you, three-legged dog, inhale. Just step it to the front of your yoga mat as you exhale between the hands. Pivot that back heel flat. Lean into your right hand and take your left hand up. So the right knee's right over the heel. If it's not comfortable for you to lean into the right hand, you'll just take your forearm on top of the thigh. Why not make it sweeter and easier, right? Good. I mean, I can do it, right? It's comfortable, but this is more comfortable. Why not be more comfortable? So this lifted left hand will reach back, down, forward, overhead, and all the way up, and then we'll reach it back and rise up, second warrior. So now we're facing to the side of the mat. Left hand drops back, right palm spins up. Reverse your warrior. So the right hand reaches back, the right knee stays bent. And then you can take this lifted right hand to the left, kind of near the left ear, and just let the weight of the head fall against that hand as the elbow lifts away from the hip. Breathe into that. Let it be free and easy. Left shoulder relaxed. Very nice. We'll come back to second warrior. Hands spread apart. Let's take the palms up. Bend that front knee a little more. And then we'll straighten it. We'll turn the right toes in. We'll lift up the hands, take a breath. And then we'll drop the we'll spread the arms open and we'll fold right down center. Let your head go, let your hands come to the floor. Maybe wiggle a little. So you're welcome to grab your big toes, edges of the feet, or climb the hands to the back side of your mat to deepen the stretch, or the side you're looking at. Now let's bring the fingertips back to the floor underneath the shoulders and lengthen up the spine. And then we're just going to bend one knee at a time, letting the hips shift side to side. And just freeing up those inner thighs so the heart gently pulls forward. And just float the hips side to side, loosening things up. Gorgeous. The next time the front right knee bends, take your hands back to the top of your mat, right toes forward, back heel up, and then back knee down. And gently extend the heart forward. You can release the back toes if that's comfortable. And then we're going to hug the right hip back and straighten that right leg and drop the head. We're going to do that one more time. Inhale, front knee bending, heart and gaze lifting, shoulders heavy. And then exhale, shift the hip back and fold over the leg. And we're going to stay here for a couple breaths. Smooth, long breaths, letting the shoulders soften, the face relax, letting go of tension. And then we'll start to bend that front knee again, curl under the back toes to lift up the back knee. We'll just step it right back to plank pose. Take your breath in. You can lower down knees and then chest, or halfway or all the way. Inhale up to your cobra or upward dog. And exhale back to your downward dog. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in smoothly and breathing out completely. Left foot floats up and back, three-legged dog. Inhale. We're just going to step it to the front of the yoga mat between the hands, right? Carry it up there. Back heel pivots, leaning into left hand or fingertips, right hand comes up. So feel that out, right? With the knee right over the heel, you'll get a little deeper. And maybe the hand is comfortably down, but maybe it's too much and the breath isn't flowing freely. We don't want compression, right? We want spaciousness, freedom. So I like to take the elbow right on top of the thigh. And we just want to be aware that we're not dumping into this bottom shoulder. It's not close to the neck or ear here. Good, back foot strong, hugging the floor. Left knee, just make sure it's right over that heel. And then we'll circle this right lifted hand back, down, overhead for a nice little opening and stretch through the right ribs. Lift it back up, reach it back to rise up, second warrior. Spread your arms, sink into that front leg. Right hand drops back, left palm up, reverse your warrior. So again, you can just support your head. You can catch the left side of the head, ear, wherever it's comfortable as the elbow tip lifts and the hip dips. Right? So be aware, often the front knee wants to kind of fall inward, press it a little outward. Back shoulder soft, breath flowing. And breath is flowing a little bit more into the space you're making in the left rib cage here. Feel it out. If the breath catches or holds, back off so it can flow. Okay, let's release the head. Open up your arms apart, palms up, shoulders down. Sink a little lower into that front leg first. And then go ahead and straighten it. Yeah. And then turn the left toes in. So you want the feet a tiny bit pigeon-toed here. We're going to cactus open the arms here just for a moment. And let's take the hands behind the head so that, again, we get this beautiful opening across the heart. So the head can fall back against the interlaced hands. We'll just take a breath, a baby back bend, and then we'll release and fold. Let your head go. Maybe shake it out. Good. Any variation you like with your arms is great. Grabbing the toes, the edges of the feet or legs, or crawling your fingertips to the edge of your mat behind you, that long edge. All right, and then we'll take the fingertips back underneath the shoulders and lengthen up the spine. And one more time, we'll just shift the hips side to side. Now, some of you who know Skandasa, you can do Skandasana. You just dip in and lift the opposite toes, keeping that heel down. For me, that's too much today. I'm just going to shift side to side. And feel a nice, gentle opening along those inner thighs, groin. Nice for the lymph. And then we'll swivel the hands forward, front toes point forward, and back knee releases down. Good. You can release the foot. That helps to release as well the hip. And extend the heart a little forward as you breathe in to heavy shoulders. And then straighten that front leg and fold over it as you breathe out. So you don't even have to move your hands. Inhale as the knee bends and the heart and gaze lift, dropping the shoulders. And exhale, shifting back and folding. We'll stay in this shape, couple breaths. Just breathing, softening, releasing, noticing. Where am I holding tension? Is it in my body? Is it in my mind? Maybe both, often both. All right, let's start to bend that front knee again. Curl under the back toes. We'll step back to plank pose. And let's hold the plank here. So if you recall, the first time we did side plank with one knee down, but this time let's play. Let's bring the feet together and swivel to the outer edge of right foot, left foot on top, and lift up the left hand and lift the hips. And back to plank, and then swivel the feet to the other outer edge of the left foot, lift the hips, reach up through the right hand, And back to plank. And with the breath, exhale to the right, left hand lifts. Inhale to plank. Exhale to the left, right hand lifts. And back to plank. Take your in-breath. You can go right to down dog on the out-breath unless you wanted to lower one last time. If you lowered, cobra or up dog. And then meeting in the down dog. Breathing in. And breathing out. Breathing in, pull the hips back. And as you breathe out this time, shift forward, let your knees come down to the floor. Crawl the knees toward the hands so that you can make your way onto your back and hug your knees to your chest. It's only a 45-minute class, so we'll make sure we get everything we need. Give your knees a little squeeze. Rock a little if you like. Let the head be heavy. Very good. All right, we're going to take both feet up. Pull the toes toward you as if your feet are flat against the ceiling there. Good, and then open up your arms nice and wide. So they can be straight or they can be in a cactus shape, whichever you prefer, against the floor. And then squeeze the feet towards one another and pull the belly toward the floor. Good. And then imagine the feet are pointing to 12 o'clock on a clock. And you're just going to take the feet over to 11 o'clock. Squeeze them together. And then back to 12 o'clock. And then over to 1 o'clock. Keep squeezing the feet towards each other. And if the feet don't touch, you can squeeze the knees towards each other, whatever touches. And then back to 12. And this time we'll go to 10 o'clock-ish. You might stay at 11. And back to 12. And to 2 o'clock-ish. You might be 1 still. It's all good. And back to 12. And then to any number you want to the left. Pull the belly in, come back to 12. Over to the right as far as comfortable. Pull the belly in, keep the shoulders heavy. And back to 12. Nice. Bend your knees. Give them a little hug again. Wiggle around your feet, wiggle around your head, loosen up. Free yourself up from that. All right, let's let the feet come to the floor. We'll press into the feet to lift the hips. So just an easy bridge pose. You don't have to come up high. You really want to make sure you keep your throat free, that the chin's not at the chest. The eyes and forehead are soft. Your arms can be out to the sides, overhead, or if you want, you can bring the upper arms closer together and interlace your hands. Press the pinky edges of the hands down. Press the feet equally against the floor. Free up the heart, the throat, the forehead. And let the breath flow. So if the hands came together beneath you, separate them and then separate the upper shoulder blades. Let the spine come back down gently and slowly and sensitively. And when the low back lands, just cross the left ankle over the right thigh. And then clasp your hands maybe behind the right hamstring or right shin. I like to wiggle my head a little bit here, sometimes even wiggling the jaw, sticking out the tongue just to free up any tension in the jaw, neck, and hip. A nice, easy, long breath. You might sigh it out. And then we'll let go, we'll uncross and come to the other side. Right ankle crossing, clasping your left leg, anywhere comfortable. Again, you can wiggle the jaw, the head, you can free things up. And just stay in your body, stay with your sensations. A long, sweet breath. And let it all go. Very nice. Unlace, let go, bring the soles of the feet together, knees apart. Place a hand on your chest, a hand on your abdomen. Feel its movement as you breathe. Can you feel more movement against the bottom hand than the top hand? And one more long breath in, letting your belly expand. And letting it all go. When you empty of breath, pull the belly to the spine to bring the knees out. So you're using core muscles to lift them. And then let the knees touch together, wiggle the feet wide apart. Open your arms in that cactus shape against the floor. And then we're just going to windshield wipe the knees side to side. And I like to turn my head opposite direction that the knees face to involve the cervical spine in the twist. Feel free to play with that if it's nice for you. And go as fast or slow as you want, your body. And then you'll come back to center. Bringing the feet beneath the knees, go ahead and catch those knees or shins again. You can grab the edges of your feet for a little happy baby pose. You can open up the legs and that big straddle again, another stretch for the inner thighs, whatever you like. You can keep the knees at the chest. We can do a final twist if you want as well, opening up the arms and taking both knees to one direction. And then just letting the top knee land. It doesn't have to be right on top of the bottom knee. You can turn your head whichever way is best for your neck, your spine, and let the breath flow. With each exhale, can the body let go of any additional amount of holding or tension? Can maybe the mind let go of a repeating thought? And the next time you breathe out, just pull the belly in to take the top knee up. Let the bottom knee follow it. If you want to squeeze the knees to your chest again first, you can. Otherwise, arms stay open and knees to the other side. Turn the head whichever way you prefer. Let the top leg get a little heavier. Relax the toes and fingers and face. And just stay connected to your breathing here. Connect back to what you're feeling here. See what else you might like to release and let go of here. Next time you breathe out, the top knee lifts. The bottom knee follows it back up. You can go ahead and give your knees another little squeeze. Some of you know me, I like to circle my knees in both directions. And then whenever you're ready, make your way into Shavasana. Lay yourself out along the floor in any comfortable position that you like. Get any moving or fidgeting or wiggling out of the way so that you can really just land. So that you can drop into a few minutes of stillness, serenity, healing. We've woken things up. We've activated and enlivened things. Let everything now soften and settle and integrate and absorb. Let yourself be. Let yourself completely relax. You can take a final deep breath in through your nose. Open the lips and let it all go. That'll often help you to drop back and let go of anything that might remain. And then let go of breathing, moving, doing, thinking, and just be. Shabbat.